Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, I want to take this time and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is edified by this word. And the name of the lesson tonight is going to be Sign of the End Times, Biblical News, volume 274. And in this edition, we're going to speak about the gun violence that's overwhelming America. When you look what's going on today, man, on top of the COVID, on top of the vaccinations, on top of all the madness that's going on in the world, gun violence, man, is now overwhelming America because every week for the last 6 weeks, you have seen a mass shooting take place. And I think this is the first time in quite a while that I can recall that we've had this type of violence consecutively back to back to back to back to back pertaining to weeks that this has happened. So it's definitely the gun violence of late is definitely overwhelming America. And I want to just take some time and kind of highlight the gun violence that's overwhelming America. Now, I do have a disclaimer that I want to put out there as I get ready to bring this word, and that's propaganda alert, or in other words, a scare tactic agenda. Okay, a lot of these mass shootings of late could simply be propaganda, man. It could simply be a scare tactic agenda. But I have no way of proving that, so that's why I said a disclaimer. But don't be surprised if a lot of this stuff that's going on today that's being reported that's actually happening. Don't be surprised if it's a scare tactic agenda, aka propaganda. But with that being said, what I want to do, man, is highlight some of the previous mass shootings, man, just to show you that America is definitely being overwhelmed with the gun violence, man. Just earlier today in Austin, Texas, it was a mass shooting. Obviously, 3 people were killed. And last night here down the street from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in Kenosha, Wisconsin, 3 people were killed. And just a couple of days ago, I think last Thursday or this past Thursday, at the FedEx facility, I want to say in Indianapolis, I can't remember, but 8 people were killed there. We all know about the Atlanta spa killing that took place recently with the 6 Asian women, I believe, being victims. I think it was a total of 8 victims in that one. The Boulder, Colorado grocery store killing, where 10 were dead. And then the Rock Hill, South Carolina, with the former NFL football player killing his doctor and his family, I believe, which was a total of 6 deceased. And the list goes on and on and on. And it's been quite a while since we've had a gun violence stretch this long, man. And nobody's really talking about it, man. In Ecclesiastes 3:8, man, it says, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And right now, the season is full of hate and it's full of war. Okay? It's a time to hate, and a lot of people that's indulging in gun violence is walking around with that spirit of hate. Okay? And at the same token, these same people that's walking around with that spirit of hate is also walking around with the spirit of war, looking to kill whoever, however, whenever. Think about it, man. All these mass shootings, man. All these people that have been victims of this, man. You know, it's just unfortunate, you know. There's no way you can look at it other than the spirit of hatred is spearheading this. And the the two things that I want to point out in Ecclesiastes 3:8, a time to love, okay, and a time of peace. Those are great dance partners, man. Just like a time to hate and a time of war is great dance partners. Because when you got the spirit of hatred on you, the time of war goes hand in hand with that. When you have when you have the spirit of love in you, you also have the spirit of peace, man. Goes hand in hand. So what am I saying? A lot of this gun violence that's taking place got to deal with people that had a hateful spirit and a going to war type spirit, man, on innocent civilians or so-called innocent civilians. In Romans 1:29, it speaks about being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, and whisperers. And you got individuals walking around this earth with all these spirits, man. And a few spirits that I want to highlight that points to the gun violence that's taking place would be wickedness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder. Yeah, it all goes hand in hand, man. I mean, life as I see it right now, we in a dangerous time, y'all. We in a dangerous time. In Psalms 10:4, it speaks about the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. And that speaks why you got so much gun violence that's going on. It speaks to why individuals that's committing these mass shootings, these are proud individuals out here. Not only they are not seeking after the Lord, but the Lord is not in all their thoughts. You see that? So when you come across a person, man, that don't have the Lord in his life, that don't even worship the Lord, then two things we know is going on. Number one, he's a worshiper of Satan, and number two, man, he's a walking dead man. You see? I mean, dude, it's unbelievable with what's happening today in the world that we live in. You saw what just happened with George Floyd last summer or last spring, and then you had another officer just kill another black man, I believe, in Minnesota. Don't quote me on it, but I want to say Minnesota, where I guess he thought he was pulling out his taser, but he pulled out his gun and shot the guy. Once again, even police officers is getting caught up in gun violence, man. You know, it's like I say, man, we in dangerous times, man. And the way I see it is every week for the last 6 weeks, it's been mass shootings taking place. And you have to say to yourself, where is this coming from? What's causing this? What is it really about? I don't think y'all heard anything I said, man. What's the name of the word? Sign of the End Times, Biblical News, Volume 274, Gun Violence Overwhelming America, man. Let me tell you something, man. If you have a gun to protect yourself in your home, that's all good. If you have a gun to protect yourself while you out and about in case somebody might try to attack you, it's all good. But other than that, man, you shouldn't really have no possession of a gun, because it's amazing how these individuals that's committing these mass shootings, getting a gun is like the easiest thing possible. We got to figure out how to not make these guns so readily accessible to people that's not using them for good intentions, man. Because the way I see it, the gun violence aka the mass shootings that's taking place lately, it appears to me these individuals, man, got too easy access of weapons. I mean, gun violence at its highest order is taking place, man, in the ghetto, the ghettos of America. You understand me? Gun violence is king. I mean, so these people getting access to guns, man. What you see on the screen is a gun. You know, they carrying guns and clips and all of that stuff, man. They're what they're doing is they are breaking down the gun. They're breaking it down, dismantling the gun. You dismantle that gun, you can't do nothing with it no more. You can't kill no more. And that's what America should be focusing on, dismantling these weapons. But instead, they're making these weapons readily accessible for us to self-destruct. Like I said, man, y'all ain't heard nothing I said, man. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters was edified by this word. We give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out. And hey, listen, man, keep Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, first in everything you do, and stay prayed up, man, at all times. Shalom.